Hello and welcome to the PvA Nightly Rundown for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. The car just drove by my house blaring some music, bumping the bass, as they say. Hope everybody is doing wonderful. This is the PvA Nightly Rundown, the nightly gaming news show where I run you through all of the gaming news that you may have missed throughout the day so that you don't look like a fucking idiot at the water cooler tomorrow. That's Graffiti. Welcome, welcome. You are in for a treat. A lot of news to talk about today. How are you doing, my friend? We do this every single weeknight over here on twitch.tv/PVA radio, except for Wednesday nights, because that's when we do PVA radio, which is the namesake of the channel and the weekly gaming podcast that I do with Larry and Cody, where each of us brings one of the biggest gaming news stories of the week, and then we have an in-depth discussion about it. We do that at 9:30 on Wednesdays. That's the only reason we don't do the PVA Nightly Rundown. We almost didn't have the PVA Nightly Rundown for tonight because OBS just kept crashing my computer. Kept crashing my computer. I kept loading it up. It kept trying to load my camera, and then it would send me into a blue screen of death and shut down. It did it twice in a row. And I looked up the solution to this and found a YouTube video from 2 years ago. And I'm like, well, there's no way this is still relevant. 2 years? A bug exists. It's 2 years. Lo and behold, I almost picked up my camera to show you my camera. It's like when you're talking on the phone with somebody and you're like, hold on, man. Hold on 1 second. I can't find my phone. I do that to Larry all the time. I'm like, hey man, can you hold on? Can you hold on 1 second, man? I'm looking for my phone as I'm trying to leave the house. But anyway, yeah, these Logitech cameras sometimes fuck with OBS, and you have to like unplug it, start OBS, then plug it back in, reset all your properties and stuff. So that is what I had to do. And apparently this bug has existed for 2 years, guys. 2 years. Dos años. 2 years. Still not squashed. That's Graffiti says, wonderful, brother. I'm stoked. What are you stoked about, my friend? Are you back in wild and wonderful West Virginia? Did you go to the game this weekend? The heartbreaker of the game? Speaking of heartbreakers of games, Florida State, heartbreaker of a game this weekend as well. I thought I had a Florida State hat up there. I apparently don't. It is cold in here. It's freezing cold. I'm about to put this NASA hoodie on, guys. It is really cold in this house. We keep our house on like 68 degrees. There was an article that was put out last week or something like that that was like, here are the optimal temperatures to keep your house in order to keep it energy efficient. It was like 82 degrees at night. And I was like, fuck you. There is not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell, guys. I'm sleeping in 82 degree weather. In my house. In my house. We keep our house at like 68 in the summer. We keep it hella cold in here. Maybe even lower than that. Our thermostat may be on 66. We get our power bill, and it's like $300. It's like $300 a month, July and August, which is fine because then we keep our house on like 62 in the winter. We like don't run the heat at all, so we get our power bill, and it's like, no joke, our power bill goes from like $300 in the summer to like $75 in the winter. So I'm fine to pay it all in the summer to stay comfortable. 82 degrees to sleep in, guys. Can you imagine? You were there? A new area. Yeah, you guys have a new coach. I was watching the Houston game a little bit yesterday before the show, and saw Dana Holgerson out there slicking his hair back, being all sweaty and stuff. I was like, oh, that's where he went. I knew he wasn't a WVU anymore. I wasn't sure where he had gone though. So, oh man, Florida State was terrible in the second half of their game as well. But guys, this is not a college football podcast, as much as I would like for it to be. Probably would enjoy an NFL podcast more. Would enjoy an NBA podcast more than any of this. This is a video game podcast, though, and we are here to talk about the video game news. But NFL season is back this week, Thursday night. And I have vowed to get back into it this year. I've gone a couple years not getting into it, but all of my esports are kind of winding down. LCS is over. LEC is ending this weekend. Overwatch will be over at the end of the month. So I'm going to be kind of left without competitive gaming for a while. I need to fill the gap. I need to take a packet of ramen, crush it up, put it into my heart, sand it over, paint it the same color red. And I've decided that that ramen is going to be the NFL and the NBA. I'm always into the NBA. Don't get me wrong. But gonna throw that chicken ramen of the NFL. Beef is it's probably more the beef. The NFL is probably beef ramen. It's stout. It's the second option, in my opinion, behind the chicken ramen that is the NBA. College football. Like, I like college sports, okay, but I'm like, why would I I don't get people who are like, I like college basketball more than I like professional basketball. I like college football better than I like pro football. I'm like, pro football is all the best college football players boiled onto 32 teams. You get to watch the best of college football. It's like the college football all-star league. I just don't get it. Why would you not want to watch the top talent of the NFL? People are like, oh, the passion of the college football. They're not playing for the money. Well, they're playing for scholarships. They're playing for the chance at the NFL. Yeah, they're not playing for money. They should be playing for money. That's a whole different discussion. I just don't get it. I'm jazzed tonight, guys. I went to sleep at like 2 last night. I just laid in bed on my phone playing Gears Pop. Because I'm an addict. Can't get enough. PvA Nightly Rundown, guys. We talk you through all of the gaming news that you need to know about. Join us tomorrow night, though, for the PvA Radio at 9:30. Our last few episodes have been really, 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 really good, I think. Really good discussion. Last week was good because we had like a good mix of seriousness and then, our shenanigans and asshattery, which is a staple for us, right? So let's jump into it, though, guys. Let's get started like we get every show started. First of all, 10 minutes into it with games that are releasing today. As always, taking this from Zach Zweisen over at Kotaku This Week in Games. Releasing today on Tuesday, September 3rd, we have Torchlight 2 on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered coming out on everything. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Catherine Fully Body on PS4. Root Letter Last Answer on PS4, Switch, and PC. Children of Morta on PC and Mac. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which I need to buy for my wife now, on the Switch and PC. Barrier X on Switch. Finn and the Ancient Mystery on Switch. Root Letter Last Answer on Switch. Why is that on here twice? This is the same as this, right? Root Letter Answer. Root Letter Answer. Unless they're two games named exactly the same and nobody was communicating. Then we have Alicia's Tower on PC, Drift Away on PC, Laser Vasion on PC and Mac. Those are all of your games that are releasing today. Guys, we are into it. We are into release season. It is an exciting place to be. An exciting place to be. We love it. All right. Let's jump into it, though, guys. We got a lot of news to cover. Kind of a lot of quick hitter stuff. Nothing that we're really going to like camp out on very much, except for this first story. There's a Nintendo Switch. Jesus Christ. Let's start again. There's a Nintendo Direct confirmed for September 4th, 2019, which is, if I'm looking at my calendar correctly, tomorrow. So tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. Real Coast time, East Coast time, 11 p.m. BST, whatever that means, and midnight CEST, whatever that means. I think CEST is in the same place where they buy shekels and bow to the queen when she goes by. This is from Ryan Craddock over at Nintendo Life, though. It says, Nintendo has revealed that there will be a Nintendo Direct presentation airing tomorrow. 4th September. Come on. Jesus Christ, guys. Are you kidding me? 4th September? Like, just put September 4th. Like a real human being. All right? It will feature, quote, roughly 40 minutes, end quote, of information, which will focus on Nintendo Switch games coming in 2019. You can see the announcement for yourself below. It'll take place at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So here's the tweet. Tune in 9/4. See, 9/4. Because it's from Nintendo of America. 9/4. September 4th. Not 4th September. Not April 9th. At 3 p.m. Pacific time for a Nintendo Direct featuring roughly 40 minutes of information focused on 2019 Nintendo Switch games, including Pokemon Sword and Shield and Luigi's Mansion 3. There's your link to it. Obviously, you'll be able to watch this over on Twitch, on their YouTube channel, and there's going to be a bevy of other places that will embed this video and watch it. And of course, we'll have you covered on the PvA Nightly Rundown the following. Actually, this will probably be one of our topics tomorrow for PvA Radio, so if you want to tune in to actually get the announcements there. But a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow, and we're already starting to see the insane amount of hype that tends to precede these things. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Because this is what we get, right? Hold on. Oh, let me come over here, because this is what tends to happen, right? Barney is. We've been watching How I Met Your Mother, and it's one of the best theme songs of a show. No real words, just ba 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 ba. But it just gets stuck in my head so easy. So easy. All right. Hold on. I want to do this right by. I want to do right by you guys, you know? I want to do right. So we're going to do this. We're going to open this. Is it going full screen? Yeah. All right, here we go. And then I'm going to pull out my Epic Pen. Epic Pen. Epic Pen. Where are you? Okay. All right. There's a Nintendo Switch Direct tomorrow. And there is a regular phenomenon that happens among Nintendo fans whenever there's a Switch. I keep saying Switch. Whenever there's a Nintendo Direct announced. All right. So we're over here. I've got my Epic Pen. We've got our whiteboard. In these situations, my cursor always gets lost. All right. So here's what happens, right? There is a puddle, right? A puddle. And this puddle begins to bubble. All right? And this puddle right here represents Nintendo Twitter, Nintendo Facebook, Nintendo subreddits, and they start to bubble, right? Bubble, bubble, bubble. People start hearing rumors, seeing leaks, hearing about, oh, there's some future date. They're looking into their motherfucking crystal balls, right? With all the ghost spirits coming out of it, the ghost of Larry Johnson, right? We'll put LJ in here for Larry Johnson. They're looking into their crystal ball, summoning the malevolent spirit of the late Larry Johnson and saying, when will we get a Nintendo Switch Direct? And then what will happen, all right, in this climb, is we'll start to get some tweets, right? We'll start to get some tweets. Somebody will leak an image. There'll be tweets, and there's going to be like a ton of likes on these tweets. That's a heart. There's going to be a ton of retweets. This is a retweet. My art skills are fucking awesome here, all right? There starts to be leak. Well, this thing, this pool of Nintendo fandom is just boiling over. People are just ready. They're fucking waiting, and they're like, oh my gosh, we're going to get 16 new Mario games announced. They're going to tell us that the next Zelda game is going to drop day and date on the day of the Direct, and just the intensity starts to rise, guys. Rise. Yeah, Picasso, in that you can't tell what any of the shit is. It starts to rise. Well, then Nintendo comes out, right? Nintendo. We'll draw the president of Nintendo here. it to be a Mario, right? Comes on and is like, guess what, motherfuckers? This tweet's right. We got a Nintendo Direct coming up. Picasso versus All Radio. That's right. They're like, we got a Nintendo Direct coming up, baby. And guess when it is? Fucking mark your calendars because it is tomorrow. All right. And at this point, the Nintendo Twitter, Nintendo Reddit, they're having to go through their neighborhoods, right? And they're having to put up these posters, right? They're like, lost. If found, call r/Nintendo Switch. And what did they lose, guys? Do you guys know what they lost? Nintendo. I can't draw with this thing. What has Nintendo Reddit lost at this point that they're going to be looking for once freaking Mario comes out and posts on Twitter that there's going to be a Direct tomorrow? A hot, steaming pile of shit, right? They have lost their fucking minds. They have lost their shit. And just like the malevolent spirit of Larry Johnson, there's just steam rising off top of this, all right? It's a hot, steamy poop. Hold on, Roy Speedrun. We are about to get there, all right? But at this point, when Mario goes onto Twitter and says, tomorrow, boys, tomorrow, there's going to be a Direct. This is our Nintendo Switch losing their shit. They're going out. They've gone to FedEx, Kinko's. They've printed out hundreds of thousands of posters. They're going up there like, have you seen my shit? I've lost my shit, right? And so the Nintendo Direct is tomorrow, and that's just one sleep away, guys. Just one sleep away. So all of Nintendo Reddit, all of Nintendo Twitter, all of Nintendo Facebook, they go to bed, all right? They go to bed, and they leave out milk and cookies for Reggie to come and eat at night so that Reggie can bring them everything that they've wished for. I understand that Reggie teaches at Cornell now. I understand that Reggie isn't a part of Nintendo anymore. But guess what? Santa's been dead for ages, but yet we still rely on him to bring Christmas to us every single year. And so these Nintendo Twitter, Nintendo Reddit, Nintendo Facebook, they go into their bed one sleep away. All right? And they are so fucking excited. Nobody is called yet to tell them where their shit is because it's long gone. They have lost it completely. All right? Tomorrow comes. We're here. X through it because we're here. Tomorrow is now today. Today, right? They've all lost their shit. They're ready for it. Nintendo hits the play button for the Direct. And here's what we're going to get tomorrow, guys. It is a 40 minute Nintendo Direct. And everybody's losing their shit about this too. They're like, 40 minutes? They're going to cover 40 minutes? Holy shit, they're going to talk about everything. Here's what we're going to get, guys. We're going to get a solid 17 minutes of fucking Pokemon. Actually, no, we're probably going to get 17 minutes of Luigi's Mansion 3. All right? Where they're going to go through and they're going to detail all of the ways that they went and captured real life audio from a Dyson vacuum to put on the back of Luigi's little Ghostbuster suction pack on his back. All right? They're going to go through excruciating detail for Luigi's Mansion 3 for 17 minutes. All right? So right there, we're almost halfway through. Then I see us getting another 12 minutes of Pokemon. All right? Again, excruciating detail. Nobody gives a shit. They're telling us far more than we know. And look, I want to be perfectly clear here. We're going to step away from the board here. Roy Speedrun in the chat says Luigi's Mansion is hype. Not going to lie. I'm excited about Luigi's Mansion. I'm not shitting on anything that Nintendo is going to be doing tomorrow. I think I'm excited to see anything that they're going to show. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks dope. It's releasing, I think, on Halloween, right? Which is even doper. And so I'm here for Luigi's Mansion. But what I'm saying is like 40 minutes is not an E3 Xbox One presentation of just like 2 minutes per game. Go, 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 go. We are going to get 17 minutes of Luigi's Mansion 3 We are going to get 12 minutes of Pokemon, and that leaves us 11 minutes, all right? 11 minutes. We are going to get 5 minutes of Nintendo Switch Lite. Nintendo Switch Lite. So right there, we're at 29, 34. Roy Speedrun, reading my mind here. We're going to get, I think we're going to get a, all right, hold on. Let me make sure I'm doing my math. I went to Bible college, guys. I didn't take math. So we got 29, 34. We got 6 minutes left. I think we're going to get 3 minutes of talk about Banjo-Kazooie with a reveal of Rare Replay. All right? There will be a Rare Replay reveal coming to Switch, baby. And then we are going to get a 3-minute OW announcement. This freaking artwork, all right? Overwatch is going to get announced for the Switch. We got tons of leaks about it. That's in this stage right here, all right? Right after everybody freaking prayed to the malevolent spirit of Larry Johnson to give them just one hint, Larry, about what's coming to the Nintendo Switch Direct. Boom. Here's a case for the Switch that's Overwatch based. They're going to reveal Overwatch for Switch. That's probably going to come out end of the month. Rare Replay, which who knows, releasing tomorrow. 5 minutes of Nintendo Switch Lite, 12 minutes of Pokemon, 17 minutes of Luigi's Mansion 3, and everybody's going to be like, where the fuck was this? Where the fuck was that? Why is Nintendo not giving us information about this obscure franchise that literally only 2 of us are talking about? Where is Mother 3? Where is it, guys? We need to know. Because this is what happens anytime Nintendo announces a Direct. Anytime they announce a Direct, it is just this buildup of hype about all of the anticipation of all of the shit that Nintendo is going to show. And they are going to deliver on some awesome stuff, I think, tomorrow. They're going to show some great things about Luigi's Mansion. They're going to show some great things about Pokemon. But then all of these people who slept, Nintendo Reddit, Nintendo Twitter, Nintendo Facebook, they are just going to fucking burn everything to the ground, all right? They are going to be reposting these Lost Our Shit posters, but not from excitement, over complete and utter anger of them just burning everything down, because that is the way Nintendo Directs work. People place unrealistic expectations on what is going to be revealed at these things, when Nintendo has shown us time and time again that they are going to talk in depth about games that are coming out. We may get a surprise or two, but I think at the end of the day, we basically know what they're going to talk about at this Nintendo Direct. And look, I am totally willing to eat crow on this. If they come in tomorrow and talk about all this stuff that we don't know about, more power to them. I'm going to be just as excited as everybody. But what I'm saying is we need to be better at tempering our expectations. Roy Speedrun says, yeah, I don't get why people lose their shit. When you say that, Roy Speedrun, are you talking about the first losing of their shit here? When they lose their shit when it gets announced that a Direct's coming tomorrow? Or are you talking about why they lose their shit here afterwards when they're like, why didn't everything I freaking prayed to Reggie come true? Which one don't you get? Both is an acceptable answer. Why people get insanely hyped in the first place? Yes. And look, I'll go to the one for this. I love getting excited about things. We make an event out of E3 every year. We do our prediction show. E3 is a big deal for us. I love when Nintendo Directs get announced because I love the buzz and the conversation that goes on around it. I love it. But what I also am totally fine with doing, thank you for the Bob Ross there. That's graffiti. Hold on, I'll throw this back up. Look at this freaking beautiful work right here. But what I also am able to do is temper my expectations within that, realize that I am likely being unreasonable in some of the things that I am expecting, and then be totally willing to just accept what is given to me without being just losing my mind about them not talking about the one thing that I wanted them to talk about that was a long shot at best to be seen. Now the question is, guys, how do I clear my screen? There we go. Epic Pen, great app. But yeah, so tomorrow we've got the Nintendo Switch Direct coming up. And I think we're going to see a lot of Luigi's Mansion. I think we're going to see a lot of Pokemon. I do think that the Xbox thing is not quite over yet. I think we're going to continue to see the partnership with them, and they're going to bring the Rare Replay over to the Nintendo Switch, which will be awesome. Probably broken out game by game and not like one big solid thing, but like, hey, you can download the games from Rare Replay. Yeah. And then we're going to see Overwatch because that's been announced. And you know what's going to happen? 75% of the people who think Overwatch is a dead game that are watching the Nintendo Direct aren't going to give a shit about it. They're just not going to give a shit about it. Dead game. Who wants to play competitive games on their Switch? I will own it on my fourth platform. I own it on PC and Xbox and PS4. I will own it on Switch as well. Roy Speedrun says it's perfectly fine to be excited, but yeah, people put too much hope in the long shot. Everything you mentioned sounds like a pretty hyped Direct. Exactly. And I'm not shitting on the Direct, and I'm not shitting on Nintendo. I'm shitting on the people who get so in their heads about what is going to happen that anything short of their unreasonable expectations is considered a disappointment. And it's not just about Directs. Look, I already deleted it off of here, but you can go back and look and the way people talk about E3s, the few times that PlayStation has done their direct style things, people were doing this with inside Xboxes when they first started as well, just hyping them up to be something that they weren't. And it's not that those things aren't cool. It's always cool to get announcements. It's always cool to see details. It's always cool to see a new trailer. But you can't expect just because it's 40 minutes. Guys, you remember 2 years ago? The Nintendo Switch Direct where they talked about it was E3 when they talked about Smash. And if you don't remember it, I'm sure you can go to twitch.tv/Nintendo right now, and that segment is still going on of them revealing every single little update and tweak that they made to it. Like, yeah, Smash was hype. Smash is hype. But the way that they talked about Smash was not hype because they just told us every single detail about the game. So yeah, I just temper your expectations, people. Give yourself over to the event and let yourself be excited about something without having to just place a bunch of unrealistic expectations on it. We'll have that covered tomorrow for you on PvA Radio. Most likely it'll probably be my topic. I'm going to tune in at 6 o'clock for it. I would do a live reaction, but that's right after I get off work. My wife is just getting home, and that's like the first time we get to see each other through the day. So probably won't be doing that. All right. But we will talk about it on PvA Radio tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time over here on twitch.tv/PvA Radio. Let's move on. Next item on the list. Ubisoft's Uplay Plus launched today to a bevy of issues. This is from Sharif Syed over at VG247. It says Uplay Plus has technically went live worldwide, though not without stumbling out of the gate. As promised, Ubisoft's Uplay Plus subscription service has launched on PC earlier today. Although the service is officially available, not everyone is seemingly able to make use of its benefits. For starters, Uplay Plus links on official Ubisoft channels are dead for many, redirecting to a 404 page. Ubisoft says this is the result of increased load, which is also causing subscription attempts from players to fail. As it stands, Ubisoft support teams are currently investigating. There does appear to be another major issue, however. When the service was first announced, Ubisoft invited everyone to sign up for free so they can secure access come September 3rd. Now, some are reporting getting charged for the first month when the charge should occur in October, assuming you don't cancel. That said, the Uplay Plus support page does confirm the system automatically checks whether the payment method is valid by making a small authorization, which isn't actually a charge, even if it appears that way initially. This was a bit surprising since many assumed the free trial would kick off without the need for a payment method. Unfortunately, because the site is not working as intended at the moment, it's adding to the confusion. We'll update you as things change. So this story has not been updated since it was written. I don't know where they stand on this, but as you can see, I've seen this across places too. Some people have been charged the full amount. This guy posted a screenshot. He was charged $20 for the first month. This guy says he was billed €1, whatever that means. He doesn't care. People are getting $80 error messages. We're reaching the 404 page, and we're just Uplay Plus, man. We did an episode a couple of weeks ago where I talked about is Uplay Plus worth it, and I said for the library of games that you get, I think it is. But when are companies going to learn that, like, look, it's one thing if you're like, hey, we want to have a big global launch date so that we can really hype this thing, get people excited about it, and get them all on there at once. And we're gonna dedicate the server space. We're gonna make sure that it goes off without a hitch. But we want to have a moment. And we talk about this a lot on PvA Radio. Like, gaming is about having moments. It's the reason that I think like Battlefield 5's release schedule doesn't really work. I think it's the reason that Madden isn't as big an event each year as it used to be. Same thing with NBA. Like, we've got these bifurcated, trifurcated releases where it's like, order this package, you can pick it up on this day, and if not, you can get it then. And if you're just going to buy the base version, you've still got to wait 2 days after that. Like, gaming doesn't have moments anymore, and so I wish more companies would attempt to have those moments. And I think it would have been cool if Ubisoft would have said, like, okay, we're going to make Tuesday, September 3rd, our moment for Uplay Plus, get everybody excited about it, have some awesome, like, little freebie that's thrown in that you can, you get access to if you sign up for it, blah, blah, blah. Like, really make it a moment. But they didn't do that. I don't feel like there was really any conversation in the community going on around the launch of Uplay Plus. There was not a lot of excitement going on around with people who were excited about this service. Like, when EA Access launched on Xbox, I thought people were pretty excited about it. And so I don't understand why Ubisoft decided to go with this like worldwide release where everybody would be just flooding the system on the same day without also having the hype machine behind it of trying to, push like, hey guys, this is the day that it launches. Like, I'm not getting served ads for this on Facebook. I'm not getting served display ads for this. Like, I'm not seeing this anywhere. And I'm like the target audience for this stuff. I'm an EA Access subscriber. I was a part of Origin Access. Like, I haven't seen anything. Roy Speedrun says, yeah, I hadn't even heard about it till today. He also says, I don't personally think it compares to Game Pass and Origin Access, but to be fair, I own a lot of Ubisoft games already. In my opinion, I don't think it's as good as Game Pass, because Game Pass is just a freaking, like, it's a volume score, right? That's an NBA term. A volume score is the guy who's like, hey, I shoot 35% from the field, but I'm going to put up 80 shots a game. So that when you look at the box score, you see it and you're like, damn, that dude scored 40 points. Like, it's a volume score. And that's what Game Pass is. There's a bunch of games in there. A lot of them are really good. Some of them are duds. Some of them I give two shits about. But, like, when you look at it at the end of the day, it's like, man, there's probably at any given time 30 games that I'm interested in playing on this thing. Origin Access, on the other hand, I don't know. I think the quality of games that you get there outside of, like, your Battlefield, yeah. what else on Origin really gets you excited? Anthem? FIFA? Sports games, yeah. I can get that. See, I like EA Access for the early access stuff. But when you think about Uplay Plus, which I think is $15, right? This guy got charged 20 fake dollars because he's in France. But I think it's $15. You get all the Ubisoft games day one. So you'll get like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you'll get Watch Dogs Legion, you get Rainbow Six Siege, you get the Division 2. Like, I just think the library of games in the Uplay Plus category, like library, far outweigh what you get in Origin Access. So I would go Game Pass, Uplay Plus, Origin Access in terms of like those 3 subscription services. But coming back to these issues, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would Ubisoft do this? Why do a worldwide rollout when you're not trying to get people worldwide excited about this thing? And I guess, at the end of the day, good thing they didn't, because it looks like people are going to run into 404 pages and weird credit card charges. But I just don't. I don't understand. Like, I don't get why you do this, or why you don't just say like, all right, Uplay Plus, it's going to be intense. People are going to want to get in on it, and we want to make sure that we can support it. So we're going to roll it out by region. We're going to roll it out by giving some people early access to it to make sure we can handle it. Like, one or the other. All right, either go all the way out, freaking blow out, serve me ad after ad. I don't want to be able to get away from Ubisoft Uplay Plus ads when I'm on the internet. I want to go to Facebook and see them. I want to see them in my display ads. I want to get advertisements in the pre-roll on YouTube. I want to see that shit popping up on my phone, on the sponsored tweets and Twitter. Like, go all out. Get everybody excited about it. Hype it up that it's coming out. Like, don't do a worldwide release and then have me and Roy Speedrun sitting here on the PvA Nightly Rundown for September 3rd being like, we didn't hear about this shit until today. It makes no sense. If there's anybody you need to be advertising to, it's me and Roy Speedrun, right? We're all down to just throw money at video games. Let us do it. Just weird. Really weird. Roy Speedrun says, yeah, that's fair. The newer games are going to be hype. I'll do it to play Breakpoint for 2 months. But that, the new Rainbow Six game that's coming out, I can't remember what it is. Is it Quarantine or something like that? Like, Watch Dogs Legion's going to be awesome. I loved Watch Dogs 2. I think the games are going to be hype, but I just don't understand this rollout. It makes no sense. Doesn't make any sense. Call me, Ubisoft. I don't speak French. Omelette du fromage. I took four years of French. I don't remember anything. Je m'appelle Luc. I wanted my name to be Mamadou. When I took French, my French teacher wouldn't allow it. Maybe I'll legally change it now and be like, suck it, Miss Knopp. Can't tell me what I can and can't be named. Mamadou Croft. Je m'appelle Mamadou Croft. Call me, Ubisoft. Let me do this shit for you, all right? And I'd be sitting in that boardroom. I'd be like, guys, listen up. We doing a worldwide release? Why the fuck ain't Roy Speedrun heard about this thing? Roy Speedrun's our litmus test. If Roy Speedrun knows what Ubisoft Uplay Plus is, knows the release date for it, knows how much it's going to cost, and has that shit pre-ordered, we've done our jobs. If not, work harder. And if we're not going to do this in such a way that Roy Speedrun is going to know about it and do it worldwide, we need to roll it out in stages to make sure that we can handle it. All right? And everybody in that meeting fucking stand up, be like, God damn it, Luke, you were so right. You were so right. Standing ovation. I come home, my wife's like, Luke, how was work? I was like, man, I was in this meeting. I had a bunch of fucking charts that were printed up at FedEx Kinko's the other day. And I gave this presentation, told them that Roy Speedrun was the key to success. Everybody stood up, clapped. They gave me a $50,000 raise. Yves Guillemot, personally, pulling up in front of my house with a limousine. He says, Luke, get in the car. You want to go eat some steak with me? I'm like, thanks, Yves, but I'm going to stay here and celebrate this successful evening with my wife because I'm a family man. And Yves is going to be like, I respect that even more. $20,000 more raise, my dude. I'm going to be like, fuck yeah. And I'm going to call Roy Speedrun. I'm going to be like, Roy, do you know anything about Ubisoft Uplay Plus? And he's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, we're a failure as a company. But thank you, Larry. I'm digging my NASA shirt. Roy Speedrun says, honestly, yeah. I mean, I had no excitement at all for this rollout. Probably why I'm feeling meh on it. Dude, Larry, if there's any episode you go back and watch, you got to watch this shit, all right? I drew a whole chart about how people respond to Nintendo Directs. I've been fantasizing about working in the marketing department at Ubisoft. We're talking about how Roy Speedrun is the key to all economic success. It's just, I'm feeling it. Feeling it today, all right? Next item on the list. Sticking with Ubisoft. Ubisoft, speaking of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, has unveiled the first year rollout. The first year roadmap for Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I should have just stuck with rollout, guys. I said it so confidently, you know? And that's the key to anything in life, right? Is just confidence. Being able to say it like you know it. And that's how I'm going to get my job at Ubisoft. You know what? I'm going to do this tomorrow. And I'll check in with you guys on PvA Radio. I'm going to put on my finest suit. And by put on my finest suit, I mean I'm going to drive to a store and buy a fine suit because I do not own a suit. I am going to drive my car to Montreal, or at least to the border, and they're going to say, "Sir, do you have a passport?" And I'm going to say, "Why do I need one? Canada's going to be a state before it's all said and done anyway. We're going to take that country over, right?" And they're going to be like, "Sir, you still need a passport today, or you're going to have to come back when we do become a state." And I'm going to say, "All right, well, how long does it take to get a passport?" And they're going to say 4 to 6 weeks. I'm going to say, "Look, do you see the suit that I'm wearing?" And they're going to say, "Yes, it's about 4 sizes too big because I didn't have time to get it tailored." I said, "Does it look like I'm coming across the border to try to smuggle drugs?" And they're like, "As a matter of fact, sir, yes, it looks like you're trying to buy cocaine." And I'm going to say, "Fair enough. But I am a distinguished international businessman who needs to get across the border and deliver a message to Yves Guillemot. I'm going to go into his office and say something very, very confidently, and that is when they're going to offer me the job." Because it's all about confidence. So here is the Ghost Recon Breakpoint Year 1 rollout revealed from Nathan Birch. And we're going to scroll past the title so you can't tell that I got it wrong. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint launches next month, but of course the content doesn't end there. Breakpoint will be getting 3 DLC packs in 2020, and in a departure from other recent Ubisoft games, not all the content will be free. Each DLC episode includes a new story expansion, and 2 of them, Deep State and Transcendence, are exclusive to the Ghost Recon Breakpoint Year 1 pass. That said, there will still be a good selection of free stuff, including raids, events, and PvP content. Check out the full Breakpoint Year 1 roadmap below. Click image for full resolution. So here's the image at full resolution. So yes, October 2019 to January 2020, you're going to get episode 1 main story Greenstone. You'll have a new raid, a special event, Ghost War updates, and then a new class and new faction missions. February to May of next year, episode 2, the Deep State adventure, the raid update, new special event, Ghost War updates, and then a new class that has not been revealed, new faction missions. And then episode 3, you're going to have the Transcendence adventure, another new raid, another new special event, Ghost War updates, including new PvP maps, and then a new class. So they've kind of outlined their whole entire rollout here. Ubisoft is in this place with these kinds of games where I just kind of trust them to keep the content flowing. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'm a little disappointed with where we're at with Ghost Recon. I liked back in the day of like Advanced Warfighter days, those games where it was much, much more tactical team-based PvE stuff. And it looks like they're trying to get back to some of those roots in Ghost Recon. Breakpoint, whereas with Wildlands, it was a little more campy, a little over the top, like, but Ubisoft has proven, I believe, that they know how to do these games as services. They know how to stick with them. And even if Breakpoint isn't great out of the gate, they're going to put the work in to try to make it better. Roy Speedrun says, Wildlands was fun, but yeah, I'm hoping for them to meet in the middle with this one. And I remember watching the reveal trailer, and maybe we talked about this. I don't know if we did the nightly rundown at that point or if we were still doing the weekly rundown, but and I was like, okay, this is getting a little bit more back to the roots. Like there's like gunsmithing in the game. There's like when your guy gets injured, you have limited mobility and you have to try to extract them. It's not just about, getting to them and hovering over their body for 5 minutes and they're automatically, magically better. And I like that sort of stuff, but it's just hard for me to imagine how you do tactical shooter in this kind of like open world, anything goes, multiple approaches kind of a deal. So as a concept, I'm on the fence about Breakpoint. I'm more excited about Watch Dogs. That's my fall Ubisoft game I'm excited about. But I can be talked into Breakpoint, I think. And if I see stuff coming out and it's like, oh yeah, this really kind of hits on the old school, the old school Ghost Recon stuff, I'd be in. Raids are cool. I don't think Wildlands had raids. Correct me if I'm wrong, Roy Speedrun. I only played probably like 75% of the base game. But I don't think they ever had raids, did they? So it's cool to see them kind of like digging into this Destiny Division style shared world shooter kind of idea. I think that's cool. Next item on the list. Cyberpunk 2077 will be almost 100% first person. This is from a little website called Polygon from former worship leader Charlie Hall. Into marvelous light I'm running. That's a Charlie Hall song. It says, the team behind Cyberpunk 2077 has made the decision to go, quote, 100% first person, end quote. The decision, shared by CD Projekt Red's global community lead, Mohsen Momon, on Twitter, comes after several trailers released over the past few years have already showed off some third-person cutscenes in the game. Momont said the choice was made in favor of player immersion. Immersion. I thought we were past the immersion buzzword phase in gaming. Like, immersion was a middle PS3, Xbox 360 era word that you would use when you were talking about video games. Like, oh man, when I was playing that, I just felt the immersion. Like, I thought we had gotten away from that. When I think immersion now, I think of VR. Quote, achieving full immersion in a first-person perspective game is extremely important, end quote, Momont said on Twitter. Quote, and the decision made by the team to go 100% first-person in Cyberpunk is something that will benefit it greatly from gameplay and storytelling perspectives. Previously, CD Projekt Red had spent significant time they didn't end quote that, by the way. I thought it was rolling into another quote. It doesn't. They just forgot the end quote. Where are the editors on here? First Sharif Syed, now this over on Polygon. Previously, CD Projekt Red had spent significant time highlighting third-person cutscenes in its trailers. An extended gameplay sequence first shown at E3 2018 lingers with the player character in third person after an intimate encounter. Later, the cinematic trailer from E3 2019 also spent time in third person. These types of sequences will be rare in the final game. Quote, players will still be able to see their characters in the inventory screen during driving sequences in mirrors and very occasionally in some of the cutscenes, end quote, Momont said in a follow-up tweet. Yeah, this is strange because I feel like they really were leaning into the whole idea of like, hey, you can play this in first person or third person. Like they said with the E3 reveals, there was the third person perspective with the heavy emphasis on player customization and choice and care and like how you design your character. I thought for sure it was like, this makes sense to be played in third person. And so it's a little bit odd to me that they've gone fully first person. I have to think it has less to do with immersion and more to do with just technical execution of the game. What you have to do to render a third-person game is different from what you have to do to render a first-person game, and to have both of those in the game at the same time with how I think technically ambitious this game is going to be is probably where the actual hang-up is. And yeah, that like trickles down into immersion in the same sense of like, oh, if I'm playing this game in third person because that's how I decided to do it, but there's all this weird pop-in and frame rate issues, like that rips you out of the immersion. But I don't think it's to service the storytelling directly, but more to just say like, we want to give players a smooth gameplay experience, and picking a perspective for us is the way to do that. Roy Speedrun says, interesting. I was always under the impression it was first person only. See, I was under the impression that either you were going to be able to like choose the perspective you played from, or there were going to be segments of each that like maybe the combat would be first person and like the exploration would be third. Or it would be like The Witcher where, oh no, because The Witcher's all in third person. But the cutscenes especially, they're like a movie, you know? And you get to watch it unfold like a movie. I'm not a big fan of cutscenes that are done in first person. I love first person mechanics, and if it's a shooting game, I prefer first person, I think. But like when it comes to cutscenes, I really prefer third person stuff. So this is interesting, a little disappointing. I'm not like too tore up about it though. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, first person only. Next item on the list. Gears 5 is going to let you play as Dave Bautista, not Bautista, Bautista in certain roles. They just misspelled his name in this Twinfinite article, I think. Because it's Dave Bautista, not Bautista. Dave Bautista. Oh no, it is Bautista. Did they misspell his name in... Hold on, guys. It's Bautista is his name. Dave Bautista. Bautista is his wrestling spelling. All right, Roy Speedrun. Roy Speedrun coming in here with the facts. Hot on the runway with the facts. Bautista is his wrestling spelling. Bautista is his actor spelling. What is more badass about the name Bautista than Bautista? Like, what's the character choice here? I don't get it. Like, I get Dwayne Johnson being The Rock. That is transformative, right? You can't. How do you get from Dwayne Johnson to The Rock? But why just take the U out? Roy Speedrun says, I think it's just to simplify the name for all the idiots out there. The problem is it's complicating his name for the idiots that are out there like me. It may be simpler for the idiots who watch wrestling and are like, that is Batista. He is no one else. He was born Batista, he was raised Batista, and he will die Batista. But for people like me who are like, that is a real human being with a real name, Bautista to Bautista just makes it far more confusing. And it makes this image even more confusing. This is from Twinfinite, my old stomping grounds from Keenan McCall. So it says, former professional wrestler and current actor Dave Bautista has revealed that he'll be a playable character in Gears 5. And sooner rather than later at that. In a tweet posted on September 3rd, that's today, Bautista revealed that he would be available for play as a character in Gears 5. Gears 5 developer The Coalition later clarified with the Bleacher Report that he would be available for play via a multiplayer skin across most all of the game's different multiplayer modes like Versus, Escape, and Horde mode. His character skin will be available for download and play starting on September 15th, following WWE's Clash of Champions event scheduled for the same day. It hasn't yet been revealed what abilities he'll bring to the table, nor whether his inclusion in the game will be a priced long-term download or a timed event. All the same, given his muscle-bound stature and his long-held love of the series, chances are he'll fit into the game about as well as fans can possibly hope. So Dave Bautista / Bautista has been lobbying to be in Gears. And then here is the reveal trailer from today.
It's about time.
He just says it's about fucking time, dude, and then puts his shades on. Also, sorry for my epic pen. Here, let me move that out of the way. So yeah. You're right, Larry. It's all about the confidence. I just need to pick the way to say his name and then just say it. So Dave Bautista is going to be in Gears 5, guys. Excited to play. If I'm understanding right, and he's just a skin, I don't think that they're going to give him like his own individual skill set. It'll probably just be like you can take an existing character and apply the Bautista skin to him. He demanded a job and they gave it to him. Oh, that's right. Oh, Larry, that's good. Oh, that's good shit, guys. That's what I need to do. I'm going to just start a Twitter campaign. I need to pick the company that I want to work for. It's not Ubisoft, guys. After this Uplay fumble, this Uplay Plus fumble, that's not the company for me. I only work for winners. I just need to pick the company and then just start campaigning on Twitter as if, not that I want an interview. Hell, not that I even want a job, all right? That I want a senior role, and they must give it to me. I got to show them the chart that I whipped up. The problem is it's gone. I need to go back and grab a screen cap from it, though, and make that the thumbnail for the show. It's important stuff. But yeah, Dave Bautista wished it into existence, and he got it. Joel Osteen would be proud of him. He dreamed it into reality, you know? He went and bought a field, and God blessed that field, because he bought it for $10,000 and God blessed it and let him sell it for $7.5 million, baby. That's what God's all about, making millionaires out of all of us. All right. Next item on the list. We're not going to linger here for all that long. Call of Duty Modern Warfare's campaign is going to be in line with previous titles in terms of length, according to narrative director Taylor Kurosaki. Who cares? Who cares? Why did I put that in there? I think it's because it was one of the first stories I saw this morning. I was like, if it's going to be a slow news day, we'll throw that in. But like, who fucking cares? The Call of Duty campaign is going to be 6 to 8 hours long. They're going to try to do some real risky shit, and it's just going to be cringy. And that'll be that. Roy Speedrun did bring up something, a good point earlier. He said, but no Terry Crews. Terry Crews would be a perfect fit for Gears, but I think he campaigned so hard to be in Crackdown. Crackdown 3, you guys remember that game? It was supposed to release for years, and then it released and nobody cared that it released, that game. He was in that, so I don't know if you can go back to the Terry Crews well for Gears. I don't know. Don't know. And then the last item on the list for today is a follow-up. Borderlands 3 will be preloadable on PC worldwide. This is from Ian Bourdreau over at PC Gamer. It says, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said in August that even though the Epic Games Store supports preloading, Borderlands 3 would not have a preload period because he wasn't certain the system would be up to the demands of a major release. There's another typo, guys. Here's the petition. Like, I am just editor at large for every single games outlet. Like, send me your news pieces before you publish this shit. I'm going to go through and be like, hey man, you missed a word. You missed a word. Hey man, you misspelled this thing. Hey man, you missed an end quotation mark. Editor at large for every single gaming news outlet in existence. Hit me up. I know AP styling. Anyway, it continues. That situation has now changed. 2K Games announced today that Borderlands 3 will be preloadable on all platforms, including PC, beginning roughly 48 hours prior to the scheduled launch time. In North America, that means you can start preloading at around 7 p.m. Eastern time on September 10th. Yeah, good move by them. The Epic Games Store has been making some changes to the way that they do things in their little like roadmap of features. They no longer have expected dates. I think they want to make sure this shit is like good and solid before they push it out. And I think it's smart of them to be like, hey, we're not gonna promise anything with Borderlands 3 and being able to preload it because we don't want to make a promise we can't keep. And I think that they really knew, like, okay, we see the pre-order numbers coming in. We know the demand that's going to be on this thing. But what I don't understand about it is, like, how is preloading any more stressful on your system than just everybody going on at midnight and trying to load it? And I guess the logic is like, well, on the East Coast, it's late. People may not stay up that late. But like, that's not true at all. People would stay up that late and wait for it to get to the point where you could start it. So I don't get what was different about letting people start it at 7 p.m. rather than at midnight. But alas, it doesn't matter. You can now preload Borderlands 3 from the Epic Games Store, and everybody can stop, going to FedEx Kinko's, getting 1,000 fucking lost shit posters and posting them everywhere because they're like, oh, I'm losing my shit. Call me if you find it over the Epic Games Store, not allowing me to preload Borderlands 3. I can't go to sleep tonight unless I touch myself to Claptrap. So, all right. This was a good one, guys. We had a good ride, a really good ride tonight. And I'm glad that you were here for it, Roy Speedrun, and everybody else who tuned in and is hanging out with us tonight. I'm actually going to end the stream entirely here because I am going to unwind and go to bed a little earlier tonight because, like I said, stayed up very late last night, not on purpose. So I'm going to end the stream here, go chill for a little bit, and then get out of here. We appreciate you tuning in. If you're watching over here on Twitch, make sure you hit that follow button. And if you are not yet, subscribe. You can get the cafe emote. You can get the cool little PvA subscriber badge over there. And if we, get some more subs, we can open up some slots. I've got a cool beer right back emote that's ready to go. So if you're watching over here, we just appreciate you tuning in. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you. Hit the follow button or the subscribe button. Leave a comment below. Leave a thumbs up. All of it helps. If you want, you can watch us live over here on twitch.tv/PvA Radio every single weeknight except for Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern time, or over on youtube.com/PvA Radio the next day where we break it out topic by topic or in its entirety you can watch it as well. Still thinking about doing this in podcast version. And shows like today would be good for it. There are other days where I'm just like kind of dragging. It's a little boring, a little slow. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Let's go find who we are going to raid tonight because we got a little bit of a crew in here, which is cool. So let's, oh shit. Is my computer going to crash? All right, who's live? Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Do do. Impacted Pico's on. Etc. Kid. Kick tripod on that World of Warcraft. All right, let's go raid Descensed. I went and I hung out in his channel for like 2 weeks straight, and then I haven't been back just because I haven't been watching a ton of Twitch. So we're gonna hop over to Descensed, who is streaming Minecraft. This dude is just real chill, real cool. So we're gonna head over there. If you're if you're a subscriber, throw up those CAFAs when you get there. If not, just say what's up, leave him a follow because he's really cool. And until tomorrow night for PvA Radio at 9:30, we love you and goodbye.